Hello, welcome to HSM Specials Management TV. Today we are with Chris Anderson, Editor-in-Chief of Wired Magazine. Thank you, Chris, and welcome. Thank you for being with us.
Thank you.
You wrote a bestseller, a New York bestseller, that's called The Long Tail. Why the title, and what's the book about?
You would think I'd be able to have a kind of a two-sentence version of this by now. The long tail refers to the sort of the shape of demand, say sales curve or something like that. And basically it goes like a ski slope. You start up with the bestsellers and the blockbusters, and then usually in most markets you just sort of stop. If the things don't sell well, they're not available at all. The shelf space runs out, the channels run out, stations run out. You know, distribution tends to only favor the bestsellers. The long tail is everything else. All those niche products, those products of minority taste that don't typically make it through traditional distribution in stores and on television screens, but are now starting to be find markets on the internet and in more discriminating markets where consumers are becoming affluent and educated about their taste.
What happened that things that did not sell a while ago now are sellable?
Well, a couple things. I mean, first is that we now are able to tap sort of global markets. So let's say you're offering some sort of organic.
We're describing how society is working with the internet, both on communication and product development and community development. Let's step backwards, and I'll ask you, how would you define innovation? What's innovation for you?
To me, innovation is you know, identifying new needs. Basically, I mean, there's loads of ideas out there, but the ideas that matter are the ones that resonate with the consumers. So, I mean, there's only one way to find out whether an idea is a good one, and that's to be able to bounce it off the consumer. And I think what's new about innovation, I think what really makes it a kind of a more crisp process is this ability to rapidly prototype, to sort of do things in public with very quick reaction. Almost you do it hand in hand with your users, whether it's open source or just inviting your most engaged consumers into the process to help you do it. This rapid experimentation process is basically creating products that have a much higher certainty of success in the marketplace because they've been beta tested. You know, in software we've always done this. We've always beta tested software with you know, with the alpha users. You can now beta test everything. You can beta test hardware. You can beta test ideas. You can beta test books, as I do with my books. I do them in public and rapidly experiment with ideas and data and constructions and get feedback and then create a better product. What this does is it gets you better products, gets you faster products, and gets you a higher likelihood of success in the marketplace because they've already been tested. So this, you know, we've always had focus groups, we've always had testing. What the internet represents to me today is the world's.
You can say, for example, in a furniture business, I'm the furniture business, I was thinking, should I sell my furniture with logos on the furniture? Maybe not really, well, but a part of the furniture value added, the sales process, could be done through the internet, and therefore a lower cost.
And therefore a lower cost, but let's get to free. Let's get all the way to free. So, so you know razors and blades, right? Razors and blades, the classic model, you give away the razor and you sell the blades. And we now see this all over the place, cell phones in America, that you give away the cell phone, you sell the minutes, etc. Well, as more of these products can kind of, you know, go to the web for, you know, lower customer service, you have more flexibility of what you charge for. It's been very interesting to see what's going on with the low-cost carriers in Europe, the airlines. Ryanair, the president of Ryanair has promised that airfare will become free, that the seat will become free. Now, how can that be? Well, because they're not in the seat business anymore. They're in the broad travel business, so they're making the money from, you know, the obvious things like the rental car and the hotel reservations and advertising both on the web and on the seat back. Then they charge you a lot for your sandwich and for your water. Then, of course, they are selling the cargo space to cargo companies. So if you want to put your baggage in the airplane, you're going to have to pay a lot for that. They get a subsidy from the destinations they're going to because they're out of the way places who want the tourism, so they're willing to pay for that. And the way that gets you to about 10 euros for a, from like a flight from London to Lisbon, for example. How do you get to zero? Gambling. If you turn the airplane into a kind of a flying casino,
wow,
then they'll give you the flight for free. And you can do, you can just go industry to industry, and you can think of ways. I mean, whatever business you're in, sooner or later, someone's going to find a way to do what you do for free. You're going to compete with free. So what are you going to do? Well, there's lots of ways to compete with free. You can have a superior product.
Yes.
You can't have a cheaper product. Microsoft has been competing with free for a long time. Microsoft has Office, and it has its operating systems, et cetera, now, and it's competing with open source, Linux and Apache and Firefox, et cetera. So what Microsoft says is, okay, well, our product is may not necessarily be better than Linux in all regards, but for enterprise customers, it is more secure, or it has more support, or it has, or it is designed to work with the enterprise applications you already have. So what they've done is they've said, look, it's not necessarily going to be that we're going to be the right option for everybody, but we're going to identify the community, that sort of 1%, to use the freemium example, the community that wants more than free. Price is not the determining factor for them. Something like security, ease of use, reliability, confidence is the determining factor. And for them, who are essentially price insensitive, we're going to charge them. We're going to charge them a lot. So your question is really that. If you're competing with free, who is the most engaged, most demanding user, and how do you offer a premium service for them and justify your price that way? To give you one last example, a friend of mine is starting a car company in Israel, electric car company. It's called Better Place, and the cars are going to be free. They'll give you the car, and what they're selling you is the electricity. It's just like the cell phone model. So now car companies are going to. So now you're going to say, well, okay, I want to buy a car. I can either get this car for free and have a lower lifetime value because the price of gas is going up and the price of electricity is not going up as fast. So I can either pay sort of monthly based on what I use in terms of the electricity usage, or I can write a big check for a regular car, and then I'm vulnerable to whatever the gas prices are going to be. And so I think it's going to be a very tough competition for traditional car companies as more and more new car companies can embrace non-traditional pricing models. Now, I'm sure there is an answer. I'm sure that a traditional car company will say, well, you can lease it. That's kind of like free. You're not paying something up front. Maybe we'll scale the lease terms to the price of gas so that we can match the operational costs of an electric car. But they're going to have to change the model because people are going to be able to introduce the psychologically powerful word free into the marketplace, and they're going to have to compete with free whether they like it or not. Amazing. More psychology than business, actually, yeah? Absolutely. I mean, often in many cases, like razors and blades, you're still paying as much money. It's coming out of this pocket or it's coming out of that pocket. But one model gets to use this psychologically powerful word free and the other does not. Great. Thank you very much for this free interview, and hope to see you soon in Management TV. It's a pleasure. Thank you very much. Really great.